what is happening in the world of sports, entertainment, and beyond? You're tuned into Cyrus Spotlight, and the news cycle is spinning faster than ever. We've got breaking updates that you absolutely cannot afford to miss, packed with drama, intrigue, and game-changing developments. Get ready, because we're diving deep into the stories that are dominating headlines and shaping the conversations. From unexpected twists in Major League Baseball to groundbreaking deals in Hollywood and critical player situations, we're bringing you the inside scoop. This is where you get your essential updates, your must-know moments, all delivered with the energy and speed you expect. Don't blink, because you might miss it. Stick around, because you're about to get the rundown on everything that matters. First up, we're looking at a nail-biting situation developing in baseball where a key player's health is suddenly in question. The team is scrambling, bringing in reinforcements and assessing the impact of a sudden injury. Will they be able to weather the storm, or is this the start of a major challenge? Then, we shift gears to the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, where a power couples company has just inked a massive new deal that could redefine future blockbusters. Plus, we've got more critical updates on player statuses and roster moves that could have significant implications. Make sure you're subscribed and the notification bell is on, so you never miss an update. A foul ball, a star catcher, and a forgotten acquisition. In the high-stakes world of professional sports, every pitch, every play, and every player matters. When a star athlete goes down, even momentarily, the entire team's strategy and future can hang in the balance. That's precisely the tense scenario unfolding for the Dodgers, as their star catcher, Will Smith, found himself in a precarious situation during a recent game against the Pirates. The incident, which occurred in the bottom of the second inning, saw Smith take a foul ball directly off the back of his throwing hand. While he bravely finished out the inning, the concern was palpable. Smith has been an absolute linchpin for the Dodgers this season, delivering consistently stellar performances that have put him in MVP consideration. His offensive prowess and reliability behind the plate are crucial to the team's success, especially as they navigate a season marked by other player injuries. Manager Dave Roberts didn't mince words about Smith's importance, stating plainly, "We can't afford to lose him." This sentiment echoed the anxieties of fans who have watched their team battle to get key players back on the field, only to face the prospect of losing another vital piece. Fortunately, the immediate panic subsided when X-rays revealed no broken bones, with the injury diagnosed as a contusion. However, the incident highlighted a potential vulnerability in the team's catching depth. With Smith sidelined temporarily, the Dodgers were forced to look at their roster options. This situation brings to light a lesser-known transaction from the trade deadline: the acquisition of catcher Ben Rortvedt from the Rays as part of a complex three-way deal that also involved the Reds. This trade, which saw the Dodgers acquire pitchers Paul Gervais and Adam Serwinowski along with Rortvedt, might have flown under the radar for many, but it now presents a potential solution. As a precautionary measure, and to ensure coverage should Smith's condition worsen, the Dodgers have brought Rortvedt onto their taxi squad. This means he could be called upon to step in behind the plate. Rortvedt, who has 4 seasons of Major League experience, hasn't exactly set the world on fire offensively, batting .228 with a .667 ops in 17 games at AAA Oklahoma City. However, he represents the organization's designated third-string catcher, a role he effectively inherited after Hunter Fiducia was traded to the Rays. The presence of Rortvedt on the taxi squad serves as a stark reminder of how thin the margin for error is for the Dodgers. Losing Smith, who is flirting with an impressive .300 400-500 season, would be a devastating blow, particularly as the team grapples with recent struggles, including a series loss to one of baseball's less formidable teams. The coming days will be crucial in determining Smith's status and whether this forgotten acquisition will be thrust into the spotlight. Fans and analysts are keenly watching Smith's recovery, with many expressing concern on social media about the team's reliance on him. The potential activation of Rortvedt is seen by some as a necessary precaution, while others view it as a sign of deeper issues. But what happens when the dust settles on the field? We're about to find out if Hollywood's biggest power couple is making a major comeback. Next, we're diving into a blockbuster deal that could reshape the cinematic landscape. Power couples company signs major Hollywood deal. In the fast-paced world of entertainment, where fortunes are made and careers are redefined with a single project, the industry is always buzzing with major announcements. Today, the spotlight is on the dynamic duo of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, whose production company, Westbrook, has just inked a significant first-look deal with Paramount Pictures. This partnership signals a major strategic move for both entities, aiming to create a slate of compelling films designed for global audiences. This new agreement centers on Westbrook's commitment to developing global four-quadrant theatrical movies. The term four-quadrant refers to films that appeal to all major demographic groups, male, female, under 25, and over 25, a crucial strategy for maximizing box office potential and building lasting franchises. The focus will be on leveraging pre-existing intellectual property, suggesting a strategy of adapting popular books, comics, or other established narratives into new cinematic universes. Will Smith is expected to take a leading role in some of these upcoming productions, while Jada Pinkett Smith will contribute on the production side, leveraging her expertise to shape the creative vision. Paramount has already announced 2 initial projects under this new banner. The first is Sugar Baby, a film based on Chuck Hogan's novel, Devils in Exile. The second is Rabbit Hole, penned by John Spates, a writer already recognized for his work on the critically acclaimed science fiction epic Dune. The strategic placement of Westbrook's operations within Paramount's Hollywood lot further solidifies the deep integration of this partnership. This move not only streamlines production, but also fosters a closer collaborative environment. This deal builds upon Westbrook's impressive track record. The company has been instrumental in producing successful projects such as Bad Boys, Ride or Die, Emancipation, and King Richard, the latter of which earned Will Smith his first Academy Award. In 2022, Westbrook received a significant boost when it sold a minority stake to Candle Media, an investment firm founded by former Disney executives Tom Staggs and Kevin Mayer, underscoring the company's strong market position and future potential. Paramount Pictures itself has been on an aggressive expansion path. The studio recently completed a substantial $8 billion merger with Skydance, demonstrating a commitment to growth and consolidation within the industry. They also made headlines by securing the rights to broadcast UFC events for the next 7 years in a deal worth $7.7 billion, and by attracting the highly sought-after Stranger Things creators, the Duffer Brothers, from Netflix. This first-look deal with Westbrook is another key piece in Paramount's strategy to bolster its film output and create tentpole franchises. The entertainment industry is abuzz with speculation about the potential of this collaboration. Analysts are watching closely to see how Westbrook's proven ability to deliver star-powered hits will mesh with Paramount's revitalized production capabilities and strategic acquisitions. But while Hollywood is busy signing big deals, the world of baseball is dealing with unexpected player situations that could impact playoff races. Coming up, we've got more on the injury front and what it means for teams on the cusp. A bruised hand, a temporary exit, and a test of depth. In the demanding world of professional baseball, the physical toll on players is immense, and even minor injuries can send ripples of concern through fan bases and front offices alike. For the Los Angeles Dodgers, this reality hit home once again with their star catcher, Will Smith, facing a temporary setback due to a hand injury sustained during a recent game against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The incident occurred when Smith took a foul ball directly to the back of his throwing hand while in his catching position. Although he managed to complete the remainder of that inning, the discomfort was evident. Following the inning, he was attended to by a trainer, and by the top of the 3rd inning, it was clear he would not continue behind the plate. Dalton Rushing was called upon to take over catching duties, a move that immediately raised alarms among the Dodgers faithful. Smith's importance to the Dodgers cannot be overstated. He has been one of the team's most consistent and impactful offensive players throughout the season, putting up numbers that have placed him squarely in the most valuable player conversation. His absence, even for a short period, represents a significant loss for a team that has been working to overcome its own on-field struggles and integrate returning injured players. Manager Dave Roberts emphasized the critical nature of Smith's presence, stating, "We can't afford to lose him." This sentiment perfectly encapsulates the team's reliance on his performance and leadership. Fortunately for the Dodgers and their fans, the injury scare proved to be less severe than initially feared. X-rays on Smith's hand came back negative, and the diagnosis was a contusion, commonly known as a bruise. While this is a significant improvement over a fracture or more serious structural damage, it still necessitates a period of rest and recovery. To manage this, Smith was officially absent from the lineup for Thursday's series finale against the Pirates, allowing him additional time to heal. Dalton Rushing once again stepped in to catch and batted ninth in the lineup for that game. This situation, however, underscores the Dodgers' need for robust depth at the catcher position. The team had previously traded their usual backup catcher, Hunter Fiducia, to the Tampa Bay Rays as part of a multi-team deal. In his place, the Dodgers acquired catcher Ben Rortvedt, along with pitchers Paul Gervais and Adam Serwinowski. Rortvedt, who has seen action in 4 major league seasons, brings a level of experience, though his offensive numbers at the AAA level this season, .228 batting average, .667 ops in 17 games for Oklahoma City, suggest he is primarily a defensive and organizational depth piece rather than an offensive catalyst. The decision to sit Smith out, even with a negative X-ray, is a prudent one. It prioritizes his long-term health and the team's playoff aspirations over potentially rushing him back too soon. The fact that he is dealing with a contusion means he could potentially return relatively quickly, but the team is clearly taking no chances. This situation highlights the delicate balance teams must strike between managing player health and maintaining competitive momentum, especially in the critical latter stages of the season. As Smith begins his recovery, the focus remains on his return to full strength. The team's performance, particularly their offensive output and defensive stability behind the plate, will be closely monitored in his absence. The hope is that this is a short-term absence, allowing Smith to rejoin the lineup and continue his MVP-caliber season. While one team manages player health, another is making significant roster adjustments to prepare for future challenges. Stay tuned as we break down the latest moves and what they signal for the season ahead. Roster shifts, catcher called up amidst injury concerns. In the intricate chess match of managing a professional sports team, roster decisions are often made with a blend of immediate need and future contingency planning. For the Los Angeles Dodgers, this balancing act has become particularly crucial as they navigate player injuries and the demands of a long season. In response to the developing situation with their star catcher, Will Smith, the team has made a strategic roster move, bringing up an additional catcher to Pittsburgh. This precautionary measure comes in the wake of Will Smith experiencing a hand injury during a recent game. While initial reports indicated that X-rays were negative and the injury was classified as a contusion, the team is clearly opting for an abundance of caution. Given Smith's indispensable role as the Dodgers' primary catcher and a key offensive force, the organization is unwilling to risk further complications or a prolonged absence. The decision to bring up an extra catcher signals their preparedness for the possibility that Smith might need to be placed on the injured list, IL. If Smith were to be placed on the IL, it would necessitate a more permanent replacement behind the plate, at least temporarily. The catcher who has been brought up to Pittsburgh is Ben Rortvedt. As previously detailed, Rortvedt was acquired from the Tampa Bay Rays in a 3-way trade earlier in the season. His role within the organization has largely been that of a third-string catcher, a depth option intended to be available in emergency situations. While Rortvedt has some major league experience, his performance at the AAA level this year has been modest, batting .228 with a .667 ops in 17 games for the Oklahoma City Dodgers. This move also coincides with other roster adjustments. In a separate transaction, the Dodgers have sent down Alex Freeland and designated Alexis Diaz for assignment, indicating a broader reshuffling of their player pool. These moves are typical as teams assess their needs, make room for incoming players, and trim down their roster to the active limit. The designation for assignment, DFA, For Diaz means he is no longer on the 40-man roster and can be claimed by another team, traded, or released. The Dodgers' approach highlights the importance of having flexible roster options, especially at critical positions like catcher. With Smith's status uncertain, having Rortvedt on hand provides immediate coverage. Should Smith require an IL stint, the team would then need to evaluate their options for a more substantial replacement, potentially looking to their minor league system or exploring trade possibilities, though the trade deadline has passed. Fans are closely monitoring Smith's condition and the subsequent roster moves. The potential for him to land on the IL, even for a short duration, would undoubtedly impact the team's lineup and strategy. The Dodgers have shown a tendency to be conservative with player injuries, especially for their core players, and this situation is no different. The coming days will reveal the full extent of Smith's injury and whether Rortvedt will see significant playing time or if further roster moves will be required. This proactive approach by the Dodgers management aims to mitigate any potential disruption caused by Smith's injury, ensuring they maintain their competitive edge as the season progresses. And that wraps up our look at the latest in baseball and Hollywood. But don't go anywhere, we've got a quick recap of all the top stories coming your way. Now, let's hit you with the outro. That's a wrap on today's whirlwind of updates. We've seen crucial moments on the baseball diamond with star catcher Will Smith's injury and the subsequent roster moves, potentially calling up a forgotten acquisition. We also witnessed a massive power play in Hollywood as Will and Jada Pinkett Smith's Westbrook company inked a major first-look deal with Paramount Pictures, signaling a new era of potential blockbusters. It's been a packed show, and you've stayed informed with Cyrus Spotlight. Don't miss out on any future breaking news. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. And for even more behind-the-scenes content and updates, follow us on all our social media channels. We'll see you next time.